Football? What's football?
Come on, everyone!
Early man manages to hold on to the handmade quality that I think makes it very special.
I'll be honest, at the beginning, it didn't matter what character I was playing. I was thrilled to be a part of Ardman film.
Look at her little hands.
Comparing Early Man to the other films, I think it's worthy of the Ardman title.
It's perfect.
I think it's a fantastic story.
You took our ground. Our home.
Very well executed. The animators, the set designers, amazing job.
We challenge the champions.
One of the most exciting moments for me on making this film was actually going down to Bristol and going to the Ardman Studios. It was like going to the greatest theme park ever.
Great January cheer.
It's been an enormous challenge for me, but an exciting challenge to create brand new characters.
Yeah?
First of all, just draw them, and then ask this fantastic group of model makers who all take my drawings and work them up into physical puppets.
We'll receive some character sketches from Nick, and we'll start going through a process of doing lots of different sculpts, and the characters will evolve over a period of time alongside the story as it's being written.
Champion!
Within model making, we have our different specialisms, but we're all-rounders, so we'll have people that make all the armatures, we'll have the guys that cut all the fabric, we'll have people that paint, but everyone does a bit of everything. We do use new technologies, but it's kind of still very old school in terms of cutting different pieces of material and hand painting, so it's very craft-based. We're having to make an awful lot of puppets, probably in excess of 300. For instance, Doug will have maybe like 16 of one character, and they obviously have costume changes within those characters.
I was looking at the models earlier, and it's not like they're totally malleable. They have joints.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they move the way that they should.
We'd make a steel skeleton which fits exactly into the mould. So you've got an arm and a wrist joint, elbow.
So amazing.
The Ardman Studios of Bristol is like one gigantic playground. And the lab is a particular area where the animators are trying to work out how the creatures would move.
All yours, Doug.
Thanks, Chief. All right.
Once they've got the voice recordings, they then put two people in suits that kind of match caveman-like bellies. And then they play the line of dialogue.
Often it's just about the energy or the timing rather than anything specific.
Yeah. So it was when the animators come to do it, they're not just stabbing in the dark.
Exactly.
Nick is such a good performer. He's an amazing comic. His timing is brilliant.
One of the things is that when you see Nick perform, you see all of the characters because they all come from within him and they all bubble out onto the screen.
It was amazing to see them both engaged in the process.
This is the only place we really get to explore the performance because when we have to ask the animators to do it, we will test it with the animators, we'll block the shot through, but really they only get one go.
Nick has always liked this sort of juxtaposition of his bizarre characters in reality. They're not real, they're very odd. But we've always liked a real world. And actually, we're quite authentic with our textures and stuff. Obviously, it's on a small scale. So where you see things made out of wood, generally they are made out of wood. The main gates, the woodwork on here is woodwork. There's no metal on there at all, but we sort of achieve that look.
But that was amazing. The sets, the intricacy of the sets.
There's about a man-year's work involved on this set alone. That almost doesn't mean anything. It's such a lot of work involved in going to the Bronze City.
It's insane.
All of the different Doug models, all the different scales of them, thousands of different mouths. Basically, every time that Doug's facial expression would move, they have a box filled with his mouths in different expressions. And then they would take out his mouth and then put this one in and then mold it back into place. And it was amazing.
OK.
The process is really slow and painstaking of stop motion, but we are working at a scale here where we've got about 35 different animators.
What's the fun in that?
They're working in minute details, but we're working on a typical week across whole load of different scenes. We are constantly reviewing the film as it's progressing. So we'll see everything in edit, and we'll see those shots slotting together to create their scenes.
The day at Ardman was just incredible. Watching the manual labour that goes into making these films is just really great in a world that's like predominantly digital now.
Come on, Stefano. It's time for my massage.
The thing about stop motion is that you have to build everything that you're going to see on the screen, and traditionally that involves fairly small-scale sets. But for this film, the studio is bigger than it's ever been before, so we've taken more and more space to give us a great sense of scale.
Badlands. Stuff.
So cool.
Yeah, so that was the original concept work for the Badlands, and then we've embellished it up from there.
When did you start working on it?
When did I start? It's nearly two years ago.
I have been a fan of Ardman's since before I wanted to become an actor. You know, it was something I genuinely loved and admired. I could understand, even as a child, how painstaking the process of animation was.
3, 2, 1.
I have this wonderful team, these amazing animators. There's a visceral, physical reality to it that I love. I love all the textures and the way you can light it and the way it's like a real movie, but in miniature.
It's like cool to see people still creating with their hands and creating something really, really special. And watching it, there's all these little fingerprints.
You'd better not lose.
All that sort of thumminess gets taken through that whole process and will stay with that part. It's very textured, and that's what everyone loves about Ardman's creations.
It's two big worlds, the caveman world, the Bronze Age world, two very different sets of characters. But I think we've achieved what is a big, epic scale film.
And it's the attention to detail you'd expect from an Ardman film.
The answer isn't just going to walk in the door.
Sitting here now, I honestly can't tell you how amazing it is. I love working here, and every single day is different.
That's perfect.
I'm incredibly proud of what we do here. We make films that we really care about.
I want to play football. I want to play now.
If you go around the studio, the commitment of the model makers and the animators and the camera people, they're doing it because they love it.
It was amazing. All of the process was just amazing.
Excuse me! Can we have our ball back, please?